Hey guys, welcome to the video. It is Simon the Watch Guy. Today we're going to talk about a game called Perseverance by Cool Small Games. And this is on the Nintendo Switch. So hopefully you'll be able to, there you go, Cool Small Games. So I used to be a pretty heavy gamer, hardcore gamer I guess you could call it. But these days I just don't have too much time. So I decided to pick up this visual novel, and there you go, Tappet Games presents. So Tappet Games and Cool Small Games, they've got together there and they have brought out this. It's also available on Steam. Highly recommend this game. And whether you can call this a game, it depends on your point of view. This is a visual novel. What is a visual novel? Well, it's kind of what it says on the tin. You get the backdrops, you get the visuals, you get a text along the bottom, and what happens is that you have to make some choices, you get some decisions to make. They're not always going to impact the game. So if you have two choices on the screen, it might send you down a different path in terms of the text on the screen, but it may not make any difference to the end, unfortunately. If anyone's played visual novels, The Walking Dead, that kind of thing, you're probably used to that by now. But this actually, I believe, when I read up on this, I believe that the people behind this were inspired by The Walking Dead, by Telltale. So essentially you can just tap, or you can press the A button on your Nintendo Switch. There you go, Perseverance, the title popping up. And overall, I think it's a fantastic visual novel. It's really affordable. You can pick it up on Steam right now for about $2.99. You can pick it up on the Switch for I think about 70p. It's less than £1 I think I paid. I do believe at one point this was free, but they have since put the price up to, again, just one, but it's very affordable. It's quite a short visual novel. It's probably around about 1 hour long, which I know is not very long. I wish it was a bit longer myself. But it does manage to pack in quite a lot of story. So you get to meet the main protagonist. His name is Jack. And ultimately you get to meet his family. And you go on this kind of wonderful tale. I'm just going to look at the credits here. So this is Perseverance version 1.0.1. Developed by Tappet Games, published by Cool Small Games. Came out last year, some fantastic art, soundtrack. All of these people here, and there's not many of them really, there's not many. There's just two programmers there, two people did the fonts. The story is, again, just two people. Production and design is the same guy who has written the story. So it's a real small team. As far as teams go. But you know what, guys? They've done a fantastic job. And I'm really looking forward to the second one. Ultimately, the story is about a guy called Jack. He has a wife called Natalie, and they have a daughter. I don't want to get into too much about the story in terms of any spoilers, but ultimately they move to an area that has a scientific lab nearby. Yes, all kinds of crazy experiments seem to be going on there, and you run into a bunch of other characters, not many, but just enough to keep the story going. And what I do like about it is I've played games like this before, and when you play games like this, sometimes they tell you a character and you never really see them again, and you don't have any emotion for that character. This game, you actually start to have feelings. Like, I actually started to dislike his wife. I thought she was just complaining all the time, and then you meet the daughter, and then the daughter seems to complain a little bit too, and you start to, even if you don't agree with me and you like the wife and you don't like him, the whole point is that you actually start to feel something for the characters, which is quite rare in a video game, in my opinion. You know, I've not really been affected by many video game characters apart from games like, To the Moon, Final Fantasy VII. So the fact that this made me feel anything for the characters is testament really to that they've done a thorough job, a good job with the story. I did notice just one or two lines in again, visual novel text at the bottom. I did notice the grammar was off on just 2 points. It didn't distract from the story, don't let it put you off, but this is an indie title. So, the odd mistake, and I'm sure they can update things like that. I'm sure it won't be a problem. There is a second part coming out for, I think it's got to come out for the Switch, but it's definitely coming out on Steam. I would love to see a simultaneous release. I don't know if they will do that, but I would absolutely recommend Perseverance for the Switch. I would absolutely love to play the second one and review it. So hopefully, once it is released, which I believe is in Q1, quarter one of 2021, I should be able to play it. But great sound, storyline is great, it's quite gripping. The price is very, very fair. This is a small indie team. They've got to pay. We've got to support these kind of games. Only support them if they're half decent. But this is worth your money. I'm more than happy to purchase the second one. But I would love to play the second, and hopefully it will continue on the story to part one. But the art style is fantastic. The music, soundtrack, the little audio clips, the emotion, the story. It's a good little game. Don't go in there expecting a blockbuster. Don't go in there thinking this is going to be, the next Final Fantasy VII. It's a visual novel. Just know what you're purchasing. Do realise this is episodic content. This is not the full game. This is just part one. And as I say, part two, and potentially more parts will come out as long as people do purchase the game and support it. I have got nothing for this review. I just realised that there's maybe one person on the whole of YouTube who has talked about this game, so I figured I would come in and just drop a video just to let people know that this game does exist. Again, these are just my opinions. I've not been paid to say this at all. Check it out. If you've already played the game, let me know what you think. If you haven't played the game, give it a shot and then let me know what you think. But definitely from me, it's a good game. Has autosaves as well, so if you're short on time, it will automatically save your progress as you go along, and you can come back to it at any point you wish. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video blog.